You wake up early, you go to work, you get paid every 2 weeks, but your bank account still feels like it's a joke. And we all know you're not lazy and you're not dumb, but you're still broke. And the truth is, millions of people make 60,000, 80,000, some make 100, some make $200,000 and still living paycheck to paycheck. And then so many people wonder why. Why am I still living paycheck to paycheck even when I make such a big salary? Even if I'm making 2 times more than I was making a few years ago? The problem is people's mindsets need to change and we're dealing with a broken system. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the 6 reasons why people still stay broke even with a good job. The first reason why people stay broke even with a good job is lifestyle creep. Doesn't matter how many videos out there you hear about people letting you know you need to avoid lifestyle creep. Sometimes, guys, it just happens, and it happens to me. You do not even notice it. The little changes you make in your finances, you think it's okay. Now I could afford this car, right? I'm making now $1,000 extra a month. What is a $250 car payment going to do monthly? No big deal. Then you add insurance on top of that. Then you're getting gas on top of that. Then you want to get a nice outfit. Then you want to get a new apartment. Lifestyle creep, guys, is real. We all feel that way. When you're making so much money, you feel like you should spend it. A majority of society does not save. A majority of society doesn't even have $400 in their savings account because lifestyle creep, guys, happens really subtle. And the next thing you know, you're wondering where all your money went. And this happened to me. I remember there was one time in my life where I made up to $36,000 fresh out of college, but I made it work. I had an apartment, car, raising 2 kids. I made it work. A couple years later, my income doubled. And guess what? Now I'm not living in an apartment. Now I have a mortgage. Now I have 2 cars, one of them fully paid. Now my whole life is a lot better visually, but the stress is still there. And it's all because of lifestyle creep. So you see, I wasn't broke because I didn't make enough. Hell yeah, I made enough. I was broke because I made stupid financial decisions that got me to the point where I was in life, where I felt like I didn't make it and I'm broke. And the second reason is people just don't have a plan. Let me ask you a question. What's your money plan? A majority of people are going to say one thing: budget. And that's wrong. You need to discuss your wealth building plan. You see, having a budget is good. That's just to make sure the lifestyle you're living now is maintained. But what you're going to do for retirement? What are you going to do to build your assets? What is your wealth plan? A majority of people in society do not have a wealth plan because you're living paycheck to paycheck. And I don't blame most people in society. Most people in society live paycheck to paycheck. They only can look as far as 2 weeks. They cannot imagine life in a month from now, in years from now. How are you going to tell someone in their 20s how to worry about retirement? But the problem is you have to focus on retirement. You have to focus on building assets and building wealth. It's not going to happen when you just pussyfooting and making a budget and living paycheck to paycheck. You need to focus on building wealth as well. And this really all starts with putting money in the emergency fund for the short term, but at the same time, putting money into your 401k if you get a match, or opening up a Roth IRA, or opening up your own brokerage account. But you need a plan because we all know if you don't tell money where to go, it will find its way out of your bank account and it will leave without even saying goodbye. And the third reason is people are just overly reliant on just income only. A majority of people make all their money simply on just working. If they're struggling and they're behind, pick up more hours. If they can't get more hours at work, DoorDash, Uber Eats, pick up a side hustle. That's not what you do. You need to make sure you're putting money in investments. Guys, it's going to come a time where human capital, the amount of hours you can work, is going to burn out. You're going to need to take sick days. You're going to have a mental breakdown. Money invested in the market doesn't need PTO, doesn't need any vacations, don't need to take days off in the holidays. It's continuously working night and day, never complaining and just building. That is the only way you're going to reach financial freedom. That is the only way you're going to make sure in the future you will not have to be working a 9 to 5. Investing, investing, and investing. Listen, I grew up in a household with some hard-working Cubans. My whole family, some hard-ass working Cubans. But that's all they do is work hard. That's it. Saving and investing for majority of people in my family, that was not a thing. All they do is know how to work hard, which is a good discipline they brought down to me. But I learned that I need to save and invest because just working hard is not going to cut it. You need to work smarter and not harder. Take advantage of the job you're in now to help facilitate building your wealth. Don't get your job now with the income you're making to just facilitate your lifestyle that you're living now. You don't want that. You see, the wealthy, they don't just work, they build multiple sources of income. They don't use up all their time working, they buy back time to enjoy. So let me ask you a question. What part of your income you have invested that's building your future? And the fourth reason is the debt trap. Most people right now make so much money and they act like they're coasting and driving through life. Well, guess what? You're on neutral and you're on a conveyor belt and you're getting pushed right along the line. You're here accumulating credit card debt, student loan debt, mortgages with payments you can't even afford, your house poor. You're doing all these things in your life, and guess what? That is the way the system is meant to operate. It's meant for you to remain in that conveyor belt mentality and continuously racking up debt and continuously spending. A majority of society, guys, are not even using buy now, pay later for the groceries, even though they have an awesome job. I remember I saw a video where someone was making $120,000 a year. They were raising a family of five and they were financially struggling. They need to go to a food pantry to get food. And they did admit they had a whole lot of credit card debt. You see, if you're living a life and all you're doing is making Capital One rich, Visa rich, everyone else rich except for you, you're not going to go very far in life. And wealth is not only just expensive, it's distracting. It's distracting you to build your own wealth because now you have to focus on the debt. So please, if you're anyone out there right now that has any type of high interest rate debt, pay it off. You make good amount of money. You should be able to enjoy your money. Just for a second, visualize life without debt. Just visualize it and look at the job you have now. You most likely will go into that job, you would appreciate it. All that extra money you have, you will be able to save. You'll be able to invest. You'll be able to go on vacation. You'll be able to do all the things that you want to do in life. Don't you really want that for yourself? And the fifth reason is the lack of education. Most of us know how to write cursive, even though no one really writes now, before you got to learn about a mortgage, before you got to learn about Roth IRAs, before you got to learn about investing. Some people see high yield savings account when you break it down to HYSA. They're like, hi, sir. They don't even know what the hell it is. And that is because so many people lack financial education. But listen, knock, knock, it's 2025. Wake the hell up. There is no reason why you're not educating yourself financially. Now, I'm not here to tell people that you should know every single thing about crypto and know about blockchains. No, but understand how debt functions. Understand what the APR on your credit cards are. Understand how much money you're paying in interest and all the things that you have in your life. Understand what a budget is. Understand what good credit is and how using credit effectively is good for you. You need to understand the basics. I don't want to hear the excuses because so many people say this and it drives me nuts when they say this is, I don't want to deal with it. But listen, you have no choice. If you're working hard for something and you're given money, you have to learn how to manage it. Or not someone else to take care of it and he'll find his way out of your account. There's no excuses. In 2025, we all need to understand exactly how finances work. Once again, you do not need to become a Wall Street analyst. Just understand the basics, and that's all you need. And the sixth reason is people are chasing image. Come on, man. Are we really going to continue chasing this whole image, acting like you're rich when you're not rich? Yes, you have the money for it, and that's awesome, but you're spending all your money. You have no money left over in the end of every month because so many people just want to show people that they made it. That right there is one of the most dumbest things that I did and the majority of people in society do. Until you recognize no one gives a damn about how you dress and no one cares about what you're even wearing. If you're walking around wearing some designer brand clothes, all you're really doing is being a full, free advertising and being a billboard for that company. You're just paying for the reputation of that company and you're walking around with it on your chest acting like you made it. You didn't. You're an idiot. You're wasting so much money on junk that you should not be spending money on. You should not be worrying about what people think about you on social media. That is social media. This is the real world. Your bank account is what no one else will see. There's not a social media website where people could see how much money you have in your brokerage account and how smart you are with investing. Get away from social media and focus on yourself because most people are just buying all these things on credit cards. And you want to know what the real flex is? Being debt free, having a 6-month saving, having a job that once it start with the shenanigans and telling you you need to work more hours, you can say, I'm leaving and I'm gone. Imagine that feeling where you could just leave a job and say, you know what, I'm out of here. I don't agree and I don't align with your vision. Everyone will look at you like you're crazy, but you put yourself in that position, which is extremely important. The position to do the things that you want on your terms. Nothing beats that. Now, here are the things that you need to do if you're tired of being broke and you make so much money. Number one is build a budget. No, not a cute little spreadsheet. Build a real budget and make sure you're paying yourself first. Automate all your savings and your investing and even the bills that you have. The second thing is eliminate lifestyle creep. Keep on living like you're broke. Think about the time 5 years ago with the salary that you were making in the lifestyle that you have. Go back to 5 to 10 years ago and try to replicate that lifestyle and act like you got a pay cut in your job. Put money into your retirement account, guys. Pay off your debt as much as possible and get rid of it in your life as soon as possible. The third thing is to invest early and often. I don't care what the amount is, you have to save and invest. Point blank, period. No negotiation. If you have a 401k in your job, get that match, automate it, but you have to make sure you are investing. If not, you are never going to get rich and you're only going to rely on the income you're making now, which is not going to last. And the fourth thing is to focus on skill stacking, not just working hard. Learn a skill to make your job more efficient and a lot more easier. That way you can have more freedom to do the things that you want to do in life. You don't want to be tied up to some ridiculous mundane process at work. Stack up your skills just in case you do get laid off on your job. Now you have the ability to get another job because you mastered a skill. Hello, introduction to AI. So you see, being broke is not just about the numbers. A majority of us in society are making a lot more than we made 5 years ago. It's about having a good mindset and principles in place to not allow you to spend all the money you're making and not saving and investing. Avoid lifestyle creep. Avoid debt as much as possible. If you have debt, by all means, pay it off, get it out of your life. You make good money now. You should be able to enjoy the money and do the things that you want to do in life. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Take the time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next one. Peace.